In an incredibly engaging and thought-provoking discussion on their widely followed Pound for Pound podcast, former champions Cejudo and Kamaru Usman dove deep into Joe Rogan's recent comments about the rising star Ilia Topuria potentially facing the dominant lightweight champion Islam Makhachev. The atmosphere was electric as they explored Rogan's bold suggestion that El Matador deserves an immediate shot at the lightweight championship, a statement that has ignited passionate debates throughout the mixed martial arts community. Cejudo, drawing from his vast experience as both a fighter and analyst, approached the topic with careful consideration. While acknowledging the fierce warrior spirit embodied in the traditional Dagestani anytime, anywhere mentality, he expressed genuine concern about Ilia's path forward in this new weight class. With the wisdom of someone who has competed at the highest level, Henry passionately argued that Topuria should first prove himself against a top contender at 155 pounds, his voice carrying the weight of experience as he revealed real doubts about Ilia's chances against the technically superior Islam Makhachev. The conversation took an unexpected turn as both Henry and Usman, after careful deliberation, found themselves aligning with Rogan's perspective. Their eyes lit up with excitement as they emphasized how Topuria's extraordinary achievement of defeating two pound-for-pound greats has earned him this unprecedented opportunity. The energy in their discussion was palpable as they painted the picture of what could become one of the most electrifying matchups in recent UFC history. Henry, always thinking strategically, offered some heartfelt advice about Topuria's public persona. With genuine conviction born from years of experience in the spotlight, he suggested that El Matador should fully embrace the role of the antagonist. Cejudo's voice carried a note of certainty as he observed that Topuria naturally carries that commanding presence, that undeniable aura that could make him a compelling villain in the sport's narrative.
Two first ballot Hall of Famers, bro. And I feel like Ilia deserves that. But it takes two to tango, and I don't feel like these Dagestanis, bro, even though they say anytime, anywhere, it's like Islam wants to make sure that Ilia deserves it. He wants him to go through the number one contender, as we talked about before. But if I had my choice, of course, Ilia, fight Islam Makhachev. I think he needs to be more verbal about it and really, he's been throwing little jabs here and there that he'll stop him, but I think he needs to stop being the nice guy because he doesn't have that nice guy. Like his aura should be more of that bad one. I feel like that's where he can really cut that really great promo and get people involved. So I think Joe Rogan's right. I want to see that. I want to see that. I would love to see. Do I believe Ilia can beat Islam? No. But if you ain't trying, if you don't go out there and actually try, the key is actually, and this is weird, man, but the key is actually trying to attempt history.
The latest episode of Michael Bisping's highly anticipated podcast brought an absolutely riveting discussion as Bisping and fellow UFC veteran Paul Felder reacted to newly crowned middleweight champion Dricus Du Plessis' audacious challenge to Khamzat Chimaev. Their admiration was unmistakable as they praised DDP's extraordinary courage in pursuing such a formidable opponent, acknowledging his unwavering willingness to face the division's most feared and avoided contender. Bisping, drawing deeply from his wealth of experience as a former middleweight champion, shared his honest and unfiltered perspective. His voice carried the weight of someone who has been in the trenches as he reflected on Chimaev's grueling battles with Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman. The former champion expressed genuine uncertainty about how Khamzat would fare against someone of Du Plessis' impressive stature and raw power. With unwavering conviction in his voice, Bisping emphasized that DDP stands as one of the most physically imposing and powerful middleweights in the division's history, making him a daunting challenge for any opponent who dares to step into the octagon with him. Felder's contribution to the conversation was equally passionate and insightful. His deep respect for Du Plessis' warrior mentality shone through brilliantly as he commended the champion's steadfast commitment to facing the absolute toughest challenges available. What truly impressed Felder, and what he made sure to emphasize with genuine admiration, was DDP's remarkable dedication to his weight class and his relentless pursuit of legitimate contenders. He pointed out, with clear appreciation in his voice, how many champions often seek seek easier paths or different divisions after claiming the belt, while Du Plessis chooses the more challenging and honorable route by defending his middleweight crown against the division's most dangerous competition.
Of course you want to step up to 205, not risk your belt, fight Pereira, gigantic payday, make millions of dollars in that fight. But he wants Khamzat. He wants the bogeyman. He wants the guy that just destroyed Robert Whittaker. And I tell you what, if I'm Khamzat, I wouldn't be quite so sure. I'm not saying that Khamzat isn't incredible, but against Usman and against Gilbert Burns, he wasn't able to have his way, and it's a broken record at this point. But you get him outside of the first round, and things start to change. And Dricus is as big and as strong and as resilient as they come.
I love to hear that from a champion, right? That you want the next contender in line, that you want to prove that you deserve that jump up a weight class. And we've talked about it before, where a lot of these young guys, they get the belt, they only defend it maybe one time or don't even defend it, and they want to jump and pull the Conor McGregor and go.
A deeply revealing and candid interview with Georgian YouTuber Vado Velia brought together 4 of the UFC's most prominent Georgian fighters, including the newly crowned champions Ilia Topuria and Merab Dvalishvili, for an intimate and unrestricted discussion about their careers, aspirations, and the future of Georgian MMA. The atmosphere in the room was charged with energy and emotion as they shared their thoughts, but the temperature notably rose when the conversation shifted to former UFC champion Sean O'Malley. Their criticism of O'Malley was unrestrained and emotionally charged, reflecting deep-seated feelings about what they perceive as a contrast in values. With visible frustration and disappointment, they accused him of being driven solely by financial gain, questioning not just the legitimacy of his championship reign, but his entire approach to the sport. Their passionate arguments centered on O'Malley's losses against top contenders, and what they viewed as questionable victories that had tainted the championship's prestige. Merab, speaking with the fire of someone who has fought his way to the top, suggested that Aljamain Sterling's loss to O'Malley was merely an unfortunate off night, confidently predicting Sterling's victory in any potential rematch. The group unanimously and emphatically labeled O'Malley's controversial win over Peter Yan as nothing short of a robbery, their voices rising with conviction as they discussed the contentious decision. Ilia's criticism cut even deeper, his words carrying the weight of someone deeply committed to the sport's traditions and values. He argued with passionate intensity that fighters focused primarily on partying, drinking, and monetary gains would never achieve true greatness or leave a meaningful legacy in the sport. With evident disdain and disappointment, he pointed to O'Malley's losses to Marlon Vera and his performance against Yan, challenging his status as an elite fighter and dismissing him as an overrated personality who falters against genuine competition. The conversation then shifted dramatically to a more inspiring and optimistic tone as the Georgian fighters shared their ambitious vision for the future of their nation in the sport. Their eyes lit up with unmistakable pride and determination as they revealed their bold plan to dominate multiple weight classes and bring unprecedented championship glory to Georgia. The excitement was palpable in the room as they detailed their strategic vision, El Matador making his calculated move up to capture the lightweight title, Merab advancing with purpose to claim the featherweight championship, and Alex Topuria setting his determined sights on the bantamweight crown. Their shared dream of having 3 Georgian champions simultaneously ruling different UFC divisions reflected not just personal ambition, but a deep and profound pride in their nation's rising status in global mixed martial arts. The emotion in their voices was unmistakable as they spoke about representing their country at the highest level of the sport, their words carrying the weight of national pride and personal determination. In an emotionally charged and deeply personal interview with Jake Nucker for MMA Fighting, Henry Cejudo opened up about his ambitious comeback plans after his 3-year hiatus from the sport. His eyes sparkled with unmistakable determination as he revealed his initial, audacious goal: challenging the seemingly invincible Alexander Volkanovski for the featherweight title in pursuit of becoming the first 3-division champion in UFC history. Cejudo spoke with genuine passion and raw honesty about his competitive drive, explaining that it extends far beyond mere victory or championship glory, his voice filled with emotion as he described his constant burning need to conquer new challenges and push his boundaries further than any fighter has before him. The former two-division champion's words carried the weight of someone who has already achieved what most fighters only dream of, yet still hungers for more. While his dream of capturing a third title may be temporarily on hold, Triple C's determination remains absolutely unshaken. Speaking with renewed vigor and unwavering confidence, he expressed his openness to another bantamweight title run, seeing it as a golden opportunity to prove himself once again at the highest level of the sport. His enthusiasm was infectious as he discussed the possibility of reclaiming his former glory in one of the UFC's most talent-rich divisions. Cejudo's words carried the weight of his vast experience as he shared his unique and philosophical perspective on greatness. "I got lofty goals. I've always been different, and I've always wanted to challenge myself. I'll be happy just to strap on another belt, just to say I did it again, or know that I did it again." The sincerity in his voice was unmistakable as he revealed these deeply personal motivations. The road ahead presents significant challenges. He hasn't stepped into the octagon since his unanimous decision loss to Merab in 2024, marking his second consecutive defeat following his earlier loss to Aljamain Sterling. His last victory dates back to May 2020, just before his initial retirement announcement. Yet, despite these setbacks and the long gap between victories, Triple C's motivation burns brighter than ever as he focuses on reclaiming his position among the elite in one of the UFC's most competitive and talented divisions. His commitment to excellence and his unwavering belief in his ability to return to the top of the sport was evident in every word he spoke. The interview revealed not just a fighter seeking glory, but a warrior determined to prove that his best days are still ahead of him, despite the obstacles and doubters that stand in his way.